In this video, I'll demonstrate various ways of displaying images. You'll learn 3 different ways to display an image in React app, specifically by using the import statement, using the require function to set the file path, or by providing an image URL. To demonstrate how you can work with embedded assets, I've created a basic app called Embedded Assets. In my app's source folder, I added the assets folder, which also contains an image folder. Notice I've added one JPEG image to the images folder named Central Park. To view the code of the app component, I click on the app.js file. Notice that the starting code of my app component just renders some text that describes the task at hand, which is to display 3 images with some styling. For this, I'm going to demonstrate the 3 distinct ways to import images in React. The first way is to use the import method, and I want to demonstrate how you set a name for your imported image. To import the image file Central Park, I type import rooftops and then // to provide a relative path to the file enclosed in double quotes. In this example, my file is in the images folder inside the assets folder. Next, I'll render this image as an image tag. In my code, I use the height attribute to limit the size of the image by making its height exactly 200 pixels. I'm setting the source attribute to the value of rooftops, which contains the path to the image file. Finally, for best practice, I add an alt attribute with a basic description of the image. I save my file and notice that my image now displays in the browser. Okay, so that's one way to import an image using the import statement. The second way to import an image is by using the require keyword. To do this, I create this image with an image tag like I did before. Again, I limit the size of the image by making its height exactly 200 pixels, but this time I set the source attribute to require. I pass in the relative path of the image to the require function. The path is passed in as a string data type, so that's why the path is enclosed in double quotes. Once again, to finish my image code, I add a description of the image to the alt attribute. I save my code, and the second image now appears. Notice that with this approach, I don't have to import the image. I just require it and provide the string with the relative path to the image. Now I'll demonstrate the third way to import an image asset by loading an image file hosted on the internet. Instead of a local file, this time I want to display a random image URL from a photo hosting website. To do this, I create a variable by typing const, then the variable name random image URL, then I use the equals operator followed by the URL for the random image. I can now add my third image element inside the return statement. To do this, I add random image URL to the source attribute. So there you have it, the 3 different ways to use image assets in a React component.